The short story Redchapel, 2000, by acclaimed science fiction author Mike Resnick presents an alternate history where Theodore Roosevelt, before becoming president, encounters the infamous London serial killer, Jack the Ripper. As Roosevelt delves into the murder investigation, he uncovers the rigid class divisions prevalent in late 19th century England, providing him with a fish-out-of-water experience. The story's title cleverly combines red, symbolizing the bloodshed in the London slum of Whitechapel where Jack the Ripper operated, with chapel. In 1888, the already renowned Teddy Roosevelt finds himself in London during his travels. Given his background as the former New York City Police Commissioner and Deputy Marshal, it is somewhat expected when a detective from the London Metropolitan Police seeks his assistance. Scotland Yard, the headquarters of the police force, approaches Roosevelt due to their perplexity regarding a recent series of murders targeting prostitutes in a neglected part of the city. The detective, with a hint of condescension, wonders if Roosevelt's experiences in America's untamed West as a politician, rancher, deputy marshal, naturalist, ornithologist, taxidermist, and author might offer a fresh perspective in solving the case of the killer nicknamed Saucy Jack. Roosevelt embodies elements of Sherlock Holmes and Benjamin Franklin as he employs his sharp deductive abilities to search for clues, all while capitalizing on the assumption that Americans are dismissed as ignorant in their pursuit of witness testimonies. His demeanor is often assertive and larger than life, drawing inspiration from the real-life Roosevelt's personality. This boldness and physical strength enable him to navigate a city hindered by class biases, moral constraints, and an unwavering commitment to preserving the status quo at any cost. Roosevelt adeptly evades the conservative and less intuitive detectives from Scotland Yard who trail him during his investigation. However, Resnick avoids idealizing Roosevelt by incorporating excerpts from his authentic letters to his wife, Edith, revealing that even as he criticizes British class divisions, Roosevelt himself is not immune to his own prejudices and biases. Furthermore, the story sheds light on Roosevelt's self-serving claims of championing the common man while failing to perceive himself as one. Already driven by ambition and a thirst for power, the future president finds himself in London as part of a political ploy by the opposing party to prevent him from interfering in an upcoming election. The Whitechapel district that Roosevelt traverses in his pursuit of the identity of the serial killer is a deeply distressing and bleak place, plagued by despair and suffering. In stark contrast to the Londoners who have dismissed the residents of Whitechapel, Roosevelt successfully engages with them, coaxing information that they would never have divulged to Scotland Yard. Gradually, he pieces together the evidence he has gathered to uncover the true identity of Jack the Ripper. Roosevelt's deductions lead him to conclude that the killer is likely a woman rather than a man, as alarmed prostitutes allowed the perpetrator to approach. The murderer's rudimentary knowledge of anatomy, evident from the careful arrangement of the dismembered victims' bodies, suggests a connection to the medical field. Additionally, the absence of time for the killer to change into clean attire indicates that the culprit regularly walks around with bloodstains, yet manages to avoid arousing suspicion. Collectively, these observations point to one of the midwives working in Whitechapel, who, through her involvement in delivering babies and performing abortions, comes into contact with the very women being targeted by the murderer. Roosevelt concludes that the killer is a midwife named Irma, who readily admits her guilt when confronted. According to her, she murdered the prostitutes due to their perceived immoral behavior, driven by a divine directive to purge the world of their sins. Interestingly, the notion of Jack the Ripper being a woman has garnered support in actual scholarly research. The story concludes with a postscript that casts a shadow over the seemingly tidy resolution of Roosevelt apprehending the killer. When he revisits London more than 2 decades later, following his presidency, he finds that Whitechapel remained unchanged. Despite his efforts to solve the string of crimes, the socio-economic pressures and harsh realities of life in that district persist, impervious to his endeavors. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.